What's up, everyone? Midweek, and of course, Huobi will be, of course, listing Ethereum in a matter of a few hours from now. And you know what? The price of Ethereum is already at $230 as we speak. Bitcoin is being subdued due to the fact that the star of the show clearly is Ethereum. And we have, of course, Stratus doing very, very well. People were saying like, oh, why didn't I talk about Stratus? There were people who were wanting me to comment about Stratus. Okay, so I'm going to be covering about value. Okay, how do we determine real value in cryptocurrency? Like in stocks, right? At least there's an earnings per share. There is, you can see the debt to capital ratio of a company, because it's all these ratios or financial, financial ratios are all out there for people to take a look at it, right? So that they can determine for themselves how much dividends is the company paying out, and all these things are not in cryptocurrencies. Okay, it doesn't come as a shock for those who know. You see, whenever I have requests coming in, right, they are always asking me, hey, do you find that this is cheap? This looks way undervalued. This is still cheap compared to the price. Okay, fine. But what are you basing it on? Are you basing it on just pure market cap and number of coins out there in circulation? Is that it? Well, theoretically, yes, and you can't determine a crypto based purely on that kind of numbers, because price doesn't mean anything. It's just pure speculation and momentum going up. So what if a particular token releases a new patch or a new protocol or a new wallet? Does that mean revenue is coming in for that company? And even if that revenue was coming in, okay, fantastic. How do we know as investors that how much revenue is coming in from a launch of a new wallet? How much revenue is coming in from it being listed on an exchange? You see, to me, when it's listed on an exchange, means that, okay, there has to be a deal cut between, say, let's just say Ethereum and, in this case, Huobi. For the amount of transactions that go through, does Ethereum Foundation get a cut? Okay, that is something that we have to ask ourselves. So at least there is a revenue stream coming in for each listing that appears, right? And for that, it not only drives up the price, okay, by an X amount, due to the fact that for every transaction, okay, Ethereum will get a cut from Huobi. I'm just saying, I'm giving a figurative thing. I need to have something tangible in terms of what is coming in, right? There has to be some real results coming in from all this cryptocurrency investing. So that's what I'm trying to get at, okay? Because a company will always have sales. It doesn't matter whether they have tangible assets or intangible assets. Most tech companies are intangible, right? Because it's all programmed. Right? It's all a program, it's all a software, and only when this software solution is being sold, then oh, okay, this software solution is valued at X amount to each company or each enterprise that adopts it. Okay, now we're talking, there's some revenue coming in. So that's what I mean, right? There has to be all these ratios. So let's say, for example, if you just come to Investopedia, all right, and just take a look, what does a value stock mean? And we try to apply that. We can't directly apply anything of all this to cryptocurrencies, right? Until the companies behind the tokens are listed on the stock exchange for full audit, right? That means they are fully audited. They completely have an ROI, they have ROE, and all these things coming out. ROI is return on investment, ROE is basically return on equity. Okay, so all these things, I don't want to cover always, the whole video will be too long, but I hope you catch my drift. It cannot be just based on the fact that it's 10 cents. Ryan, it's 10 cents. It's still cheap. That is the mental perception that what people have to say. Now, even if Ethereum is $200, and people are willing to buy up, that means it's still cheap. You get what I'm saying here, right? It can be 10 cents. But if people feel that 10 cents is too expensive and it's actually only worth 1 cent, now you bought 9 cents too high. You see where I'm coming from? So this is basically for you to just have more thought when you have when you decide to buy on a crypto that is just because it's worth 10 cents, just because it's 1 cent. It doesn't mean that it's cheap, guys. Okay, so that being said, just look at Investopedia. You'll know what I mean. All right, now let's just go to the market cap. Okay, so of course, usually I should have done this first, but so based on the fact that now currently how are all these prices determined? It's very simple. Of course, you do not want to use this coin market cap as the gauge of the price. Is because it's an average of all the exchanges. So basically, how you want to calculate this price is very simple. Take the total market cap and then divided by the number circulating in supply, and that's where you get the price. But however, certain prices are inflated in different exchanges. So what you see here may not be what you get in Poloniex or some other exchanges that you use. So just so you know. Okay, so now the roundup. Bitcoin currently at 35.9 billion, steady, still gaining momentum. Of course, Ethereum is obviously the star of the show this week due to the listing. There's going to be some announcement in the middle of June. So those who are holding Ethereum, those who are holding Ethereum Classic, I was big on Ethereum Classic 2 weeks back when Ethereum Classic was like $7. Those who bought in are making, you know how much you're making, guys. Okay, Ripple basically has already toned down from the all-time high. It's not going anywhere. Okay, it's in fact flattish. I told people not to chase Ripple, especially when it hit the high. Some people were flaming me, and those who heeded my advice, you can start considering picking Ripple up. I'm looking at Ripple still, even though it's a banking token. It doesn't matter. I'm here to make money. Now, Ethereum Classic, man, from 7, 8 place, 6, 7 place, now it's 4th place. This, I have a little bit of an emotional attachment, and I'm very vested in Ethereum Classic. Now, Ethereum Classic, in my opinion, is considered undervalued. Why? Because it shares the same technology as Ethereum, but they want to keep the immutability, right? Also, they don't have that many big boys looking at them yet. So once Emerald Wallet is up and they have their own development tools for devs to create dApps, smart contracts and so on and so forth with their own Emerald Wallet, right? And of course, you are able to download this Emerald Wallet. I think it's a light client, so you can actually hold your Ethereum Classic tokens on your desktop, because now there are not many wallets out there that hold Ethereum Classic. So this is what's suppressing the price. So if you ask me, is this undervalued? Yes, it is. This is what I mean by undervalued. Why is Ethereum $230 and why is Ethereum Classic only 1851? You see where I'm coming? It's the same. They're like twins. So why is the price so much of a difference? People are starting to notice that. And that's when you see, oh, why is it 1.7 billion now? Trust me when I say this, a flippening will happen where Ethereum Classic will close in on Ethereum. Just saying right now on the 31st of May. I've been saying it even before I've done all these videos. People in my Telegram chat knows my stand. Okay, so my Telegram chat just started not too long ago. The link to that Telegram chat is in the description, so you guys can feel free to join, come in, talk anything and everything about cryptocurrencies, mining, trading, ICOs. Okay, crypto only, guys. Okay, now NEM or XEM will have a fixed supply of 8.99999 billion. Okay, and NEM, of course, is into securities, security. You're looking at payment gateways. They're looking at solutions, B2B solutions, right? So Litecoin is still suppressed. I'm collecting Litecoin, guys. Just saying, no momentum, flattish after the whole scenario. Picking up Litecoin as well. Dash, Dash, yes, Dash 100. Those who were at it at $100, probably gonna have a lot of big gains later. See, Dash has been pretty boring after the $40 run up to 100, then down to 50, back up to 100 again. Yeah, so I would anticipate Dash to be a little bit more exciting Q3 to Q4. Stratus is the champion at 64.26% in the last 24 hours. Stratus is a B2B solutions as well, helping companies adopt the blockchain technology. Okay, Monero is of course a privacy coin, very flat as well. If you look at the graph, very flattish, a little bit of volume here and there. See you, dear. Okay, so Bitcoin, you have BCN. BCN, well, okay, hasn't been performing, right? It's been tapering off. Then we have honorable mentions like sorry, man. That's a little bit of a lag. I'm not sure what's causing all these lag. Some are saying that I don't have enough memory, probably. Some are saying that my processor is a bit slow. Actually, that's not true. It's a Core i7 7th gen, but probably it's the memory, guys. So, or maybe it's my internet connection. I don't know. Okay, so back to the chart. So Golem currently now, of course, picking up. It has corrected in the last 24 hours. Golem was a buy from me 2 weeks ago at the 13,000 Satoshi mark. Zcash, not so much into it, but I think Zcash has been showing a lot of potential. I think because of the JP Morgan. Is it the JP Morgan partnership? Yeah, I think something to do with that. Okay, I may get the company wrong, but I think it's JP Morgan partnership. That's why Zcash is moving up. Stellar Lumens, and last but not least, Doge. Yeah. So, okay, so guys, now as I mentioned, I'm gonna cover a little bit more. So let's look at Apple. Okay, so Apple has a dividend yield of 0.63. Okay, so if you look at the definition of dividend yield, that's the latest dividend, okay, and you are looking at the latest dividend compared to the share price, right? Okay, so that's the dividend yield. Okay, how much dividend was paid out, and of course compared to the share price. Then you have the earnings per share, which is the net income over the last 4 quarters divided by the shares outstanding. Pretty straightforward. Okay, net income is less expenses, you know, all the I kind of forgot a little bit about all this. Okay, I used to be damn good at it, but you know, I kind of like didn't look at it because after a while I moved away from the stock market. So I'm a little bit rusty, so just try to follow me, right? So earnings is the net income. Net income is basically less of all expenses, less liabilities. Those who are in finance, who are already are fresh grads, especially, please feel free to correct me in the comments. Uncle Ryan here is a little bit rusty, right? Okay. Of course, we have the beta. This is the correlation, right? It's the measure of risk. Okay. So there's alpha and there's beta. Feel free to correct me on that. Then there's standard deviation, so on and so forth. These are very much more financial and very technical. Now, price earning ratio is, of course, naturally, what is the share price divided by the earnings per share. So you take the earnings per share divided by the current share price, and this is the PE. So how much are you paying on top in terms, it's like a multiplier, right? So how do we do this? We take 153. 0.42, and then we divide it by 8.55, and we get 17.9497. Okay, so that's how you just take the share price divided by the earnings per share, and this is the multiplier. That means you're paying, okay, 17.997 times of the earnings of Apple. So very rarely will you see a share price, okay, like having a low PE. You're looking, if you look at like anything with 5 to 10 times, okay, and you have to look across the industry here, okay. Tech stocks tend to usually be way, you're paying like 10x, you know, more for them, okay. That's the intangible part. So you have to ask yourself, right, if it's worth paying 17.97 times. Like currently now, crypto. How do we know Like, how many times are we paying for this, right? We're just banking on the future of Ethereum. We're banking on the future of where Ethereum Classic could be. We're banking on where Stratus could be. But how do we know how much revenue is coming in? So I hope that, you know, you start thinking along these lines when selecting a particular crypto and not just a price, and price. So same thing. You're looking at Facebook. Facebook is 38.17 times. You see, like, so it's starting to like get you kicked, and Facebook doesn't pay any dividends. Okay, right? It doesn't pay any dividends, and okay, it's 73% institutional owned. Now, Apple on the other hand is 63% institutional owned. Okay, so it's just like Ripple, right? Let's look at Ripple. Ripple is like 70% owned by the banks. Okay, now, if you look at it, Facebook, people still buy it. Even though it's $152, people still buy it. Okay? And what is the real tangible value? Naturally, at least Facebook does declare how much revenue are they getting from mobile ads, how much are they getting from you know, their developments. This is revenue reporting. It's very important. That's why every quarter you will see all these earnings announcements. Okay, follow them. It makes sense because when you start following them, you can relate. Now, of course, Snapchat is very, very new to the space, right? It doesn't have a PE yet, right? And it has a negative EPS because they lost, like, I think 2-something billion in the first quarter. So that will be taken into account, right? So you're actually paying way more. It doesn't even have a PE at the moment, right? Because it's hard to determine a PE at the current juncture for Snapchat. Okay. So yeah. So I hope that this value lesson is helping you understand how do we look at cryptos, and it's very hard to approach. I'm not saying that you can, but look at it in a different light next time. So how do we look at it from crypto perspective? I guess we only can look at the roadmap. We can look at are the developments out there either in alpha or beta? Is it still on the testnet? Is it on the mainnet? Okay. At the same time, how many exchanges are offering these tokens? Okay, that shows liquidity and interest, because when there's more exchanges wanting to list a particular token, it just means there's more room for money making for both parties, the exchange and of course for the token as well, the company as well. Because, and especially, like, for example, like Barry Silbert, he has both a Bitcoin fund and a Ethereum Classic fund, right? So these are genuine interests that we can take a look at. We can use this information and decide for ourselves, is this price worth going into for a particular token. Okay, so now let's go to the charts. Oops, okay, sorry, a little bit of a mess up there. Okay, so where is Bitcoin now after the crash? Woo! Check out the dip, man. Woo! 1,006. Okay, 1,006. Everyone panic. End of the world. You know, but then you see it start to climb up. I love this, by the way. Okay, I love the fact that it sold down so much. Okay, but 1st of August is BIP 148. So I would assume that Bitcoin will be largely suppressed and having huge price volatilities during this period of time. Now, of course, naturally, BIP 148 is just, you know, a soft fork, right? So what happens to my Bitcoin? No, I'm not going to lose them, but you might lose out on BIP 148 tokens if you do not have a wallet that supports BIP 148. Okay, so that's just it. That's all I wanted to know. And also, you know, if you want to look at picking it up, Bitcoin, right? I would strongly suggest. Okay, wait. Let me have a channel of some sort. It'll be easier. So if you want to pick up Bitcoins, right? If you want to pick up Bitcoins, I'd strongly suggest taking a very, very conservative stance at the moment. Wait, hold on. What in the world, man? Wait. Oh, sorry. Ah, damn. Sorry. Noob mistake. Noob mistake. Sorry, I was doing the wrong thing. Stop. Okay. Okay, so look, let's ignore the flash crash. Okay, let's ignore and see where is it supported. Okay. Oh God, hang on, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, so let's just be a little bit more conservative, and let's pick up some coins, some Bitcoin especially, at the lower half of the range. So below 1,000, around 1,950, 1,000. Just start accumulating, man. You know, as long as it's within this parallel channel, just pick it up. Okay, but this is the higher side of the channel, right? And it's like, you know, to me, I'm not gonna look at the overall uptrend yet because it broke the channel clearly. Okay, it's already if I drew a channel upwards, it's gone already. It's down. So you need to see whether or not, of course, eventually later on, after the whole BIP 148 and you have the blocks upgraded and you know all these cool stuff comes on board Bitcoin, then you can decide for yourself whether or not you know it starts climbing up. And I think it should, right? It should. So just accumulate Bitcoin around the suppressed region. Okay, so that's all about Bitcoin. Now let's look at ETC. ETC is basically moving up. Okay, ETC is definitely moving up. It's of course, you know, it's always being suppressed at some point, right? People will always take profit, especially when it wants to go back to the all-time high, get sold down, all-time high, sold down. But as you can see, it's pushing up, and I only see it eventually breaking this all-time high. Okay. So not so much about ETC. If you want to pick up ETC, right, your best chance to pick up ETC, okay, your best chance to pick up ETC would be here. Okay, if you're looking at near term, okay, I don't want to be too conservative, okay? So near term, you're looking at this price point. Okay, so against BTC, you're looking at Satoshis, right? 0.068. So 0.06850, 0.06850, and based on current Bitcoin prices to the US, if you're looking at US dollars, 1489. Okay, 1489 US dollars. Okay, and if you want to be very a little bit more conservative, you can look at this level here. Okay, this level here. Ugh. Okay, 0.0063. So in terms of 0.0063, 2175, 1370. Okay, 1370. Right thereabouts. If the line isn't so straight, guys, just make sure that it's straight, but it's thereabouts. Okay, it's thereabouts. Kind of, you have to ignore this sell down because it bounced very quickly. Right, this is a very quick bounce. So look at picking up Ethereum Classic around here. If you're a little bit want to be a little bit more conservative, slightly below 15 bucks. Now next, okay, I gotta reload this. NEM, XEM. Oh man. Okay, XEM is clearly on a downtrend, guys. How low will it go? your initial support that you have to look at is 8,082 satoshis. Okay, it looks like it's gonna reach very soon. Sorry, 8,161 satoshis. So that's like roughly 17.7 cents. 17.7 cents. Okay. So this is the support that you're going to look at, and if it breaks, then you know, you're looking at a new. You're going to look at the low of 6178. Okay. Oh, sorry. Around here. Then it will drop to about 6,600. It will test that, right? Because it depends on how hard the sell down. But there seems to be a very strong 1 hour candle that is supporting NEM prices. So yeah, I mean, let's observe, right? You observe from 1 hour to 1 day and see where it goes. Stratus. How are you, Stratus? I know you're doing well. I know everyone's all in the chat happy that they've got Stratus. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I obviously never gave the call for Stratus because I didn't see Stratus at the early part. I can't be everywhere, right, guys? So those who were in here, and even here when the volume was a little bit better, congratulations, man. But Stratus is gonna have to sell down just like XRP, Ripple, of course, right? So you're gonna have the sell down because the euphoria and the take profit will start coming in, and people start realizing, okay, realizing their positions, meaning going back to BTC or going back to BTC. Then you know it's gonna start coming down, and you're gonna be caught at the high. So stop chasing it if you can. You know, some people are saying it's gonna go to $20 and all that bullshit. Like I said, go back, just look at the beginning of my video. How do we consider the value? Am I seeing deals coming in from Stratus? Are they going to announce that they have a major collaboration with a corporate company that we are not seeing, or a group of companies that are going to be using Stratus services, you know, and business solutions? We need to see that, guys. Okay, we need to see that. And of course, Digibytes. Digibytes is showing me, based on the 1 hour, it's showing me a shoulder here, okay, a shoulder here, and a hit here. It looks like a reversal, guys. Okay, it looks like a reversal, just so you know, and it's a reversal to the downside. This is all I'm anticipating. Can you see that this is a double bottom? So this is a double bottom. Okay, so double bottom, broke out, started coming back down. And yeah, it's basically a downtrend, and then it's pretty consolidated. Then you have the run up, and now you're seeing this head and shoulders happening here. So that being said, that rounds up my video, guys. For Digibyte, I would say, you know, pick it up when it's consolidated. You know, when it's consolidating, when it's done doing what it's doing. I don't like this head and shoulders because it shows a reversal, but it could go up, right? It could still go up because it may be just touching the bottom of the channel and then bouncing up higher. That's also possible, okay? But I am not touching it until I see a consolidation, right? I like to see stuff like this. I like to buy when there's these periods, okay? I like to see like stuff like that when it's boring. Okay, and for those who love to trade, okay, then of course you want to see swings like this, right? Swings like this can make you like what? Anywhere from 15, 30%, even 50% at times, guys. Look at the swing. 476 satoshis and damn, 739. Okay, that's almost 50%, right? It's almost 50%. So these are the swings that we're getting, but it doesn't always last because after a while the money will flow to other coins. So just be careful, right? All right, so that ends my video, and you know, have a good midweek. Feel free to, of course, look at the list of wealth generation programs that I've been using, and also, guys, come and join the Telegram chat. and all these, all the programs that I'm using are in the description. The Telegram chat, if you want to join the Telegram chat, it's also in the description. Feel free to like, comment, and last but not least, if you're a fan, subscribe and click that bell for notifications. God bless and see ya.